We just had one commission on, now we have the other one about to hop on. So I'm apologize to him on a face to face or man to man basis. Um, but yeah, so we just went over the schedules. There's a lot of matchups. Nibs, I have no idea what Nibs is doing, but you know, it is what it is. Nibs always got fantasy issues. He comes back later in the season and try to revive this season, try to get into the playoffs, and we'll see if it ever works. Hey, there we go, big guy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So first and foremost, man, I just had the other commission on, co-commish. So this is part two of the pod. I said to him, man to man, I made a public statement. I'm going to say it to you as well, face to face. I want to apologize publicly for reneging on the trade. I personally sent the handshake emoji. I'm the one that initiated the handshake emoji, and I reneged on it. Did the trade with Lebu instead. Um, Lebu did not come in when I pulled the offer off the table. That wasn't how it worked. I pulled it off to keep Jameer Gibbs, and then Lebu came in and we started working on that new deal. But I just wanted to tell you that, and I owe you a trade. And so I like to stand on my morals and my integrity and stuff like that. And because I did that, I want to make this personal and public apology.
I appreciate that. I really do. But at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do for your team, and I'm never going to be upset about that.
It's a boy.
The only thing is, I was like, damn, the handshake emoji, and it was dark skin and brown skin. I said, but we've
Yeah.
made plenty of deals in the past, and I'm sure we can always make another deal in the near future.
Yeah, we definitely will. So we was just going over the schedule. That's where co-commiss jumped off. And we went over some transactions that happened this week and last week. Um, so you let me know where you want to pick it up at. What do you want to talk about?
Well, since I am the number one ranked fantasy player and the commish, I like to toss that out there every chance I can.
As you
Cause
should.
yeah, Landon normally steals my thunder. Everybody got to remember I'm the target. But anyway, I'm messing around.
It's all
Um,
good. You know what? So now that you're talking about what we're doing for fantasy, right? I just want to put it out there that none of you niggas started doing the trophy until I won my trophy. I just wanted to let y'all know that.
that's very true. The thing about it, I saw it, then I saw Landon have like three, and I said, "Wait, is that what we
Hmm.
doing? We say less.
Hmm.
I gotta do mine. I got
Yeah,
I
so I
got
took
two at the
mine
time.
down. I took mine down. I ain't even resting on my laurels. Y'all can have
Nah,
that.
nah, you gotta keep it up there, man. You got to.
I think about it. I think about it. So, um, first and foremost, man, is Nibs okay?
Nibs is doing great. The thing with Nibs is he's on football season and he's in high school. He's doing high school
Okay,
football. He's a
got you. So he
coach.
busy.
He's extremely busy. I believe he's a defensive coordinator for Mervo, and he's really like trying to dive in and trying to make this thing a career. On top of him being a teacher as well, and
Yeah.
on top of the personal life and things of that sort. So
Yeah, yeah. I had a
yeah,
friend who coaches for Torrey Smith team, and
yeah.
I was expressing to him how I wanted to get in coaching because I eventually I want to start coaching my son, and he was like, "It's not what you think."
It's not. It's not. It's like you see one side of it, and you're like, man, this gonna be cool as all the way. You got the kids looking up to you. Yeah, coach. Are we
Yeah,
winning? Nah,
nah,
man.
it's not
You
that.
got
It's what 5, 6 seasons you on the road. You just talk to parents and kids. You got no time.
right,
I get
and then
it.
you got the parents that, at least at that level, you got the parents that are now leaning on you to actually be a second, third, or fourth parent.
Hmm.
So let's say practice starts hypothetically like at 4, ends at 6:30. Parent don't get off until 6:30, so you can't leave the kid outside. Now I'm gonna pick
Exactly.
the
Now
kid
you
up at
gotta watch them.
7:45. You like, man,
Yeah.
or you know how you view things. You're like, hey, how do I find a way to teach this kid to do what I need this kid to do so we can succeed? And you
Hmm.
could bump heads. You get what I'm saying? And you
Yeah.
gotta figure it's so many different factors. The amount of time you stay away from your family, your friends, You miss birthdays, you miss funerals, just at that level. So imagine, like I'm at the collegiate level, man, you miss so much. Like I miss homecoming.
Yeah, yeah. And so, we kind of look at head coaching, especially on the college level and the pro level, as like something that's not so close. Like you, like I'm talking to you, I'm one step removed from the head coach technically, right? So is it the same thing there as far as the coaches trying to like instill and obviously they're getting 17 and 18-year olds, and by the time they leave them, they're almost young men. Well, they are young men entering the prime of their adulthood. Is it the same, like trying to instill a little bit of fatherhood in that, trying to instill some mentorship, picking up the pieces outside of football and giving extra time and effort and resources outside of football, and that may potentially take away from their personal life and their family. Obviously, they're doing it for goodwill. It's something that they want to do, but it costs on the back end. So is it kind of the same thing there? Like whereas Pee Wee coach may have to stay after an extra hour to wait for the parent, this the collegiate coach in another way may have to give out some type of resources or effort or energy to that college student. Is it
Well,
kind of that same thing?
it's even more. So
Yeah.
like that Pee Wee level we were just talking about, you know, the example I gave, 6:30 practice in, mom don't get off to 6:30, don't pull up the practice at 7:45, so you there for an extra hour, 15 minutes. But see, at this level, they drop you off and you never see you
You're
again.
never coming back.
So guess what? This is it. This is it. Thank you, God. Hold on 1 second. Did you got the episode, and did you get the scoreboard? It says score. It's a photo here. That's a scoreboard too. Yeah, for the money down and first down, I put it in a folder. Like that. Yeah, so they drop all the kids off, and then you got this 18-year-old kid that thinks they know everything, and
Hmm.
now you got to break them down to build them back up because you got to put them into your culture, and say now you have to set an entirely new foundation. And some people don't. Some kids don't make the ride. They don't finish,
Yeah.
so they leave because at the end of the day, this is a business.
Yeah.
Like there's we trying to win.
Yeah.
We trying
Yeah.
to win. So yeah, you might want to save every kid, but hey, the kid got to at least want to save themselves
Self.
at some point in time. Then afterwards, they got to buy in because they don't buy in. If they're late, take money. You got to make sure you make all your weights. Got to make sure you eat all your foods. You got to make sure
Hmm.
you show up to practice. There's no being late for meetings. Be late to a couple meetings, shoot, it's done.
Yeah.
You ain't bought in. You're not a guy. We
All
don't
right.
want you.
So one next question before before we take it back to fantasy. Obviously, okay, so you got that D1, that true D1 experience, but you've been at other D1 schools and you went to, the illustrious school that we all went to. I'm not going to ask you any incriminating questions, but blink twice if there's a drastic difference between what you say as far as like the regiment that a player is on at Morgan and a regimen and structure that a player is on, at the school that's on your chest right now. Just you get just, is it
And I'm gonna answer it straight. So, all right, let's break down all three schools.
okay?
So I started at Morgan, went to South Carolina State, then I went to Towson. Then South Carolina State gave me a job position where I just couldn't refuse. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I actually came back down to South Carolina State. So the difference is this: Morgan has so many resources, but when you're in the state of Maryland, you have top 4-star, 5-star recruits,
Yeah,
right? They're not going to Morgan. They're
exactly.
not even going to Maryland, honestly. They're
Yeah.
going to an Ohio State because they're 4-star, 5-star. Ohio State,
Mhm.
Texas,
Penn
Georgia,
State.
Penn
Yeah.
State. That's where they're going to go. So now, what about the mid tier, the mid majors? There's not a lot of mid major athletes because in the inner city, you might have skill positions, but normally those type of kids, the best athletes, their GPA is messed up.
Hmm.
So now they got a gray shirt or red shirt, become a prop player at one of these HBCUs like Morgan. But
Hmm.
think about it with Morgan, you have to have a certain GPA to get in. So
Yeah.
they really they won't even allow you to really have those type of players come in to build your GPA up so you can play football. At South Carolina State, we do. Two, we have a pipeline. So you got USC, University of South Carolina. You have Clemson.
Hmm.
So now we're getting USC, Clemson. You got Coastal Carolina over there by Myrtle Beach. If
Hmm.
those athletes don't want to be there, we're really technically the only HBCU here. Three, in the state of South Carolina, the athlete is just better. They're playing football damn near all year round.
Then the DMV.
Yes,
Okay. 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 Okay.
they're playing. So, all right. So, case in point, um, back when I was at Morgan, we would throw a offensive line camp
Hmm.
and a skill position camp. Skill position camp would have about 100, 150. Offensive line camp, offensive lineman camp, or big man camp, and have about 40, 50, 60 kids. Down here in South Carolina, we'll throw a skill position camp for 450 come. Offensive line, defensive line camp, 350. These
Hmm.
dudes down here is big, they strong, the walk on type of player, the type of player that would just try to walk on a team, would be a scholarship player at Morgan.
Yeah. Okay. Copy.
So, yeah, so at Towson, yeah,
It's
Towson
different.
is it's just it's different. Culture is different. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like the ACC to the SEC. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I was just about to say you in SEC territory, so
Yes, yes,
bigger, faster, stronger.
yes. Now I'm not saying Morgan can't though, because like Morgan, and I'll tell you this, the defense is incredible. I love their head coach. I've met him a couple times. Amazing guy. I love the coaching staff up there. They have an amazing defense. They just need a good quarterback.
Yeah.
They're quarterback away.
But what quarterback is going to? And again, we getting away from fantasy, but when you look at it at so many schools in Maryland in the DMV area, let's say a 2 mile radius, a 2 hour radius, so many schools in a 2 hour radius, why would you pick Morgan? If if you have the GPA, if you have the GPA to get into Morgan and you're good, that means you got the GPA to get into a Howard, a Hampton, a Maryland, maybe Towson, Loyola. Do they got a team? I don't know. Loyola. If you want to, you go up to Temple. So you got all of the bigger schools that can get the better athlete, or you can not have the GPA and you can go to a bigger school because more like Morgan, it requires a GPA. So you JUCO,
Yes.
right?
Right.
And then once you put the JUCO on for a year, 2 years, now you're eligible to go to the biggest schools. So you would never go to Morgan in the first place, or maybe like some of these other HBCUs. So now it's getting a little political. I don't really care to get all the way over
No,
there,
no,
but
it's extremely political. Shoot, even with NIL, imagine you go to Morgan and you ball out in your freshman sophomore year. Why would I stay when I could just transfer?
yeah,
They offer me more money down the road. You get what I'm saying? Like
jump in
that's
the
where the politics
portal
come in.
and
Yes.
automatically, hypothetically, a school like Towson, they might say, hey, we can give you umpteenth amount of money to come play for us. Okay, bye. And
But
that and that's how it, I'm not
but
sure. I'm on the outside looking in, but I would perceive that's how it looks. That's how it
it
works.
it kind of because so when it comes to NIL money and those type of deals, Towson's not giving
And
anything
much.
more drastic than what Morgan could possibly give. Only thing Towson have is facilities. It's a little bigger. Um, but that's pretty much it. But Towson, they're going after a certain type of athlete as well. Like we can really, and maybe we can have a separate podcast about how when it comes to even the home. So when it comes to recruiting, am I going to take the kid in a two parent household, or am I going to take the
Hmm.
kid in a one parent
So
household?
this goes into the Dion
It
the
goes,
Dion conversation, making that public thing. And
yes,
this is a real conversation that all coaches have across the board, not just
yes.
Dion, right? And
Dog,
so
we'll have a recruiting meeting, and after this, we'll go to the fantasy. We'll have a recruiting meeting, and we'll go so deep. We want to know about who you've talked to, like your significant other, your
mhm,
companion. We want to know your GPA in middle school, GPA in ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade. We're going to talk to your the cafeteria lady. We want to talk to the janitor. We want to know every single thing about you. We're going to even talk to your girlfriend if you have one, because guess what? Maybe that kid's mom and father really aren't in their lives, and maybe that kid only listens to his girl.
Hmm.
It goes deep,
Yeah.
very deep, deeper than anybody would even think. The stuff that comes out in the media is only 5-10%.
Yeah.
This entire 90% that's not even talked about.
Yeah. That's crazy. And it makes sense because obviously it is a $1 billion business. So
More.
yeah, true. Maybe trillion, maybe. But
No, it's not a trillion.
I mean,
Anything.
no. Maybe like 100 across the entire NCAA. I'll probably say maybe like 100 plus billion.
Easily.
Yeah.
Maybe in Texas.
Yeah.
How many oil riggers and how many billionaires live in Texas? How many people that how many alumni are tossing 30, 40 million to be a booster just to say, hey, I'm a part of a program and now I feel like I own you. Like it goes so deep.
Yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. All right, let's go. We can have a separate episode on that. If y'all want that, just let us know. But all right, so let's go through the schedule. Let's go through the
Okay.
schedule. So we got first up, obviously, is me
Hmm.
and Leon. I do want to say Leon has surprisingly turned his tenure in the 10 around for this start. He started off 3-1-1. That tie is a little ding, but it's not a loss. And he's looking good. His teams look good.
Yeah, he looks
So
fantastic, man. I mean, honestly, Leon's career in a 10 is like probably one of the biggest roller coasters. You'll see an 11-3 season, then you'll see a 5-9 season, then you
mhm,
get a 10-4 season. Then it's like it's nothing but peaks and valleys.
yeah,
And right now, like the whole point of me even wanting to keep him in this league, outside of he has done bad for the past 2.5 seasons. But man, I know what type of competitor he is, and I know he cares. You get what I'm saying? And
yeah,
shoot, Derrick
y-
Henry, once he drafted him, it was a wrap.
what? Okay. Yeah. So I talked to him about Derrick Henry, and he's and under no circumstances am I moving Derrick Henry. And I'm like, yo, I respect it. I wouldn't either. So
He's the best player in the
if it,
league right
yeah, do
now.
what you do. I wouldn't move CJ Stroud or Derrick Henry.
I would definitely look at. So, like for me personally, I'm always looking to upgrade. CJ Stroud, I would think about moving, but I'm always thinking about moving.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you got to be able to predict. And this is maybe giving a piece of my strategy out, and I'm sure everybody in attendance actually kind of might be on it. But like, where you going to be at for those last 6 weeks of the
yeah.
season?
Hmm.
Because right now it's just fluff, and just a bunch of talking. But them last 6 weeks, some final three division games, and them other three games, that's the key.
Yeah. I think I think that's a big key. I always look at player seasons as I kind of break it down into fours. So you got 4 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 weeks, pretty much.
Hmm.
And it's kind of like a roller coaster. So for the first 4 weeks, CJ Stroud is up, but now he lost Nico. Do we go down? Do we maintain? And I always like to make the move ahead of time.
Hmm.
Hence why I trade so much. But right now could be a perfect time where you sell CJ high. But he still got two great receivers and a good tight end, who that can pick up the slack. But
Hmm.
for me, it's like, you know what? I may take a move. Now, what I always do is consider how much it would cost to upgrade. Now, a
True
lot
too.
of people like you got CJ Stroud. You can only shoot for Josh Allen, Jaden McDaniels, Lamar, Patty, maybe.
Hmm.
So, you know, if it was me, I'm asking for like I want CJ Stroud and like I don't know Jacoby Myers or something, two starters. Like you're not really gonna. I'm not coming off of Jaden McDaniels, for CJ Stroud with an injury.
Uh,
So
it's like so. All right, look at it like this. Let's say Daniels is giving you 23 points per game. Do you want? Is it worth to get rid of him for a guy that's giving you 19 a game?
it depends on what them other 4 points. I mean, I probably wouldn't get rid of him, but if you throw in a Jacoby Myers, and Jacoby Myers is putting up maybe 7, 8, and I need his wide receiver too, I consider it. I
You
would
consider it.
consider it.
It's a consideration. You know what I mean? Like right now. So before in the 10 years ago, it was all about rape. And what I mean by rape, you try to get their best player by not giving none of your good players.
Yeah,
Now, from what I've noticed, you gotta give good to get good.
get good.
It's
Hmm.
about preference at this point. Like, you know what? I think this person's going to produce. Both our players are going to produce, but I just like this particular player. So, like me
Hmm.
and Rook trade, of course, he's going to say it's not a homer trade, but it's a homer trade. Be
Yeah,
clear. And they're both like Robinson's producing, but the only way he going to get him is if he gives me someone else that produces,
exactly. And
and I'm a
James Cook,
tax. Right,
James Cook was producing.
he's producing. And for me, the reason I even tried to make that trade, because I had to sit back and look at my bench. It's not a lot. It wasn't valuable. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think Jameson Williams, when my team is healthy, makes my bench valuable.
Good. Yeah.
In turn, now I have a piece that someone else could possibly need or want.
Hmm.
It might not be CD Lamb, but at this point, at a certain part of the season, you're just looking for production.
Yeah. And
That's
that's me. And that's me. But see, you got Addison just like the sixth man on your bench
yeah,
when healthy. And I'm like, maybe outside of Mick team, Addison is starting on every other team in the league. And it's like,
yeah.
bro, like that's a really good luxury to have. And I think a strategy that you do, I don't know if you want me to put it out here, but
Yeah,
a
you can.
strategy
I
that
don't
you do,
mind it. I don't
okay,
mind it.
cool. So I will, because
Yeah.
I've been part of this strategy for a long time, going back to the Mark Henry, right? I mean, Mark Ingram. All right.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know or haven't paid attention, Hicks every single year bluffs on the running back. He he understands that it's the most important piece, but he bluffs on the running back. He goes 1, 2, 3 star receivers. He might go 4 because
I might go for.
at some point in the season, somebody gonna need a receiver, and that's when he come in
Yes.
with the running back, right? And so the first time I noticed this is when I traded him. Uh, for those who don't know, probably like Rook, Spanish, whoever, I traded the season that AB and Big Ben was like really having their crazy season. Big Ben had an injury, and it was said that he broke his ribs. He was going to be out long term.
Hmm.
I, looking back, I can say that I probably panicked because I should have thought about who Big Ben is, and he ends up playing through this injury with cracked ribs and
Hmm.
actually have the best game of his career. AB has the best game of his career the very next week and puts up a combined 60 points. And so when the news came out, I traded Hicks, the number one receiver, but actually the number one player in fantasy. A lot of people leave that out.
They
Right?
always leave that
At the
part out.
time, it was a really good trade for
It
me
was.
because I also had Martavius Bryant. And so
Hmm.
Martavius Bryant was balling. I still had the connection and I got the number one piece. Anyway, lo and behold, that piece puts Hicks over the top. He wins this chip. Is that your first chip?
I think that was my first chip, but you got to understand, Antonio Brown that season, I think that was like his 17, almost 1,800 yard season.
Yeah. I
Like those, so them games, because Big Ben did was out. And those games he was out, Antonio Brown had 50 yards, 60 yards. I think it was like a 35er in there and whatnot. So it was like, it wasn't a panic move. At that time, and we in that place point in time, it's like, all right, let me just get rid of him because I'm about to get a good running back. And that time, running backs were like the thing to have.
yeah,
So it worked out for me. I mean, because Ingram he did pretty good that season still, but Brown just had an historic run of 8 games that was just like whoa.
exactly. And there's
So
another trade where it worked out in my benefit. We did the
yeah,
same trade, same year. You drafted,
hmm
I think, 3 receivers, four
yeah,
receivers. You had D Hop. I had
yeah.
whatever running back. I forget. We flip flop.
I give it. Yeah,
D
we
Hop.
flip flop.
D Hop goes on a historic run, and I ends up
Hmm.
winning the chip.
Yep.
So this year, I'm saying all this to say that this year we can see it again. This actually was part of the reason why I reneged. I'm not gonna lie. This is part of the reason. I'm gonna say it out in public. So you got uh like 5 receivers, bro. Everybody's if you haven't looked at Hicks' team, go look at it. He got like 5 receivers. He's sitting on Addison on the bench, Devontae Adams on the bench, Tariq Hill is on his bench right now. Um, and Jamison Williams is you probably put him in the lineup, but he was originally on the bench. And so he doesn't have any running backs. And sooner or later, somebody's going to come knocking. And the thing about it is, if nobody makes a trade with Hicks for the running back, he won't win the chip. But somebody always comes and makes the trade for the running back. It's been me twice. Once it works, once it didn't. But somebody always come and makes a trade, and he always finds a way to make the trade. And that
Hey, I can't hear you now. Something happened. You got plugged back in. You got to plug back in. Is that me? Oh, that might be me. Hold on. Can you hear me? Hold on. Can you hear me? Hold on.
all right, I'm back. I'm back. You should be able to
Oh,
hear
okay.
me.
All right. Yeah. I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, somebody had called me.
Oh, that was you,
So when the call, it kind of
man.
like look up. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me connect my headsets again. I thought that was you. Hold on. Wait. Settings. Bluetooth. AirPods. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All
All
good.
right, bet. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. So yes, the running back thing I always do. Yes, but the one thing I always pride myself on is I build it up so much to the point where you have to take the trade.
Yeah, you
It's
do.
a lot of talent.
You
I put
really
it out
do.
there.
Cause I'm telling you, I was this close to taking that trade that would have gave you the running back to put you over the top. And I was like, you know what?
It's cool,
The
man.
trade will
Shit.
work out for me. It will work out for me. But when it
Mhm.
comes down to it, will this team be able to stack up against Hicks' team with that running back? And I was like, I don't think so. And so I can't make the trade. So
Well,
that's what it
also, so you also gotta remember because right now, like I'm building. So instead of I'm trying to get the whole home run. But right now, I'm trying to hit singles.
mm-hmm.
So I have I didn't mind waiting on Rico to develop. Now it seems like he's the clear cut number one in Dallas's offense. So we'll see if he gets 18 touches a game. That's a plus.
Yeah.
It looks like Bigsby is starting to creep up on Travis, and which is going to hurt Leon's team a little bit, but it's going
Mm-hmm.
to make my team even better. And then once everything comes around, by the time it's week 10, week 11, my team should be at full strength and ready to go, even if I don't trade. And that's the goal.
Yeah, I honestly think it's over for Travis Etienne. It's probably going to be 50-50 split. And
Mm-hmm.
if it leans anyway, it's probably going to lean towards Bigsby. I don't see them being up a lot. And so maybe Travis can catch some of the pass catching work. But Bigsby is the clear first early down back. He's bigger,
Mm-hmm.
faster, stronger, and
Mm-hmm.
he looks good. So
And the goal line. So that's definitely
yeah, that goal line
something to look
work.
at as well.
Yeah. All right, let's see who's next as far as the teams. Okay, we got Dot. No. I skipped one. We have you and Co Commish. Um, do you got all the players? Yeah, so both of y'all have all the players in the lineup. You scheduled to put up 88 and he's scheduled to put up
Mm-hmm.
96. So
Mm-hmm.
walk us through this matchup. Um, what you think? I mean, obviously, you hope for the win, but what do you think this matchup? How do you think this matchup will play out?
Um, honestly, so for the past 3 times, when it matters most as well, I've eliminated Rook from the playoffs and beaten him in the regular season. I'm waiting for him to crack. If he talks trash to me, I'm going to win because the fantasy guys hate when he
The
talks
fantasy
trash
guys do it all the time.
every time, and he always talks trash. Cause I don't know if you know, he's been quiet. Normally he'll say "good game"
Uh-huh.
before you like, yo, you ain't gonna
Something
good game me right
before
now.
then, he going a good game in that first quarter. 1:30, 2 o'clock hour, good game.
Yeah,
And the
you want to
Monday
be
night he come.
arrogant.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I think he's learned his lesson. So if he doesn't talk any trash, then honestly, he he should win this matchup. He should.
he
But you
uh he actually said on the pod, so it's public record. I'm not going to tell you, but he said he might make a move, um,
mm,
not a trade or anything, but just a lineup change.
well, I mean, just
And
the time to do it.
yeah, but I think if he does this lineup change, I actually think he's going to eliminate his winning possibilities. Um, but we'll see. We'll
We'll
see.
see.
And
We'll see.
if it makes that lineup change, you'll see it and be like, damn, this is what he was talking about. He shouldn't have did that.
Well, I'll tell you this, King. I think if he makes this change, it'll be arrogance.
I can see it. I can see it.
It's arrogance. It's you know, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bust his ass
I'm
anyway.
gonna beat him
Ah,
anyway. Yeah,
yeah, arrogance, and it's gonna creep up on him. Because in fantasy, because in real life, he's confident, but he's real humble.
hmm
But in fantasy, boy, that's an arrogant motherfucker right there. Like you really want to hate this guy. You know, you're like,
yeah,
man, he makes you want to. Just like Landon, he makes you want to hate him as well. But
yeah.
you know, so
I,
but I think it'll be a good matchup. It'll be close.
it'll be. I think it'll be fun. I think it's gonna be a
Yeah,
fun matchup. Um,
yeah,
Dot and Dot been going ham in the chat against
yeah.
Stan, and we just got finished talking about the fantasy gods. He projected 13 plus over Stan, but for some reason the way he talking, man, I think the fantasy guys are gonna come and humble him. But we'll see. We'll see. Stan got a good team. He said that his team is a bunch of backups and nine number one players, but they all have been producing this season. So,
You
oh,
know, Dot's team is hot. I'm gonna be clear here. This ain't no, this is consistency. This is hot. His team is hot. His team is back. He's ready. So I do expect Dot to play and win that game very handily because how
I
Trey Mason and the 49ers look. Wow.
I think Lamar and Jaden Daniels is going to be a great matchup. I think
Mm-hmm,
they're going to have some type of mini shootout, not 30
mm-hmm.
plus. I would love for 30 plus, but maybe like 24, 27 ish.
What you think?
Um,
That's gonna be the final score, 24-27?
I think it could get around there, maybe as high as like 28 to 30, something like that.
Game.
But I
That thing is
definitely
going.
don't think
Both teams gonna be in the
34,
30s.
37. You think 34,
Oh,
37 type
Skins. I mean, Commanders defense is not what you think it is, and the Ravens defense honestly has
is
not been what it's not been in the
yeah.
past. Two
It's
electric quarterbacks. One team has King Henry. The other team is like this guy is throwing 78, 79%.
mhm.
I
Yeah,
think it
my
could be
God.
high scoring, but like you said, it should be high scoring. But if it's not high scoring, it should be a blowout Ravens way. Just because, like, anytime you got a rookie quarterback, then they hit that between the 40 yard, the 240s, and that crescent, and they start throwing all types of different exotic blitzes and formations and that muddle huddle. Oh nah,
See,
it's
but
hard
that's
to
the
get
thing.
past that.
The Ravens got away from that. They don't do that anymore. They sit back. They don't disguise a lot. They might walk up Kyle, but if they walk up Kyle Hamilton, it's either a blitz or he's guarding the tight end. They rarely, I mean, rarely in probably last 2 seasons, haven't seen them blitz the corner. Um, Safety is always too high. So
Yeah,
they don't
but you
really
also
disguise too much. And
Well, I mean, do you think the defense is on the field too much as well? Because regardless if it's a running team, this running team gashes you for big yards and big plays. So the defense might be even tired or more tired. Now they put more plays on the field and film.
Yeah, yeah, this
That
is
could be
true.
possible.
But we're gonna see. Hopefully, I want to see the Ravens. I don't really care who wins. I'm gonna go with the Ravens, just because they in my division, and also Baltimore gets depressed whenever the Ravens lose, and
Yeah,
so
yeah, I love
yeah,
that. I love
let's
it.
see. To be honest, I think the Ravens will win, but I think this will be the game where it's like, what we what we thinking of Jaden Daniels is actually true. Like this is baby him. He's him,
Oh
just
yeah,
little
oh
version. So,
yeah.
but I think he's gonna take that loss.
Who
He
take
definitely
that?
got this Brees Hall. We could talk about the Brees Hall trade a little bit. Um,
I love that trade for you because I'm just not a believer in Brees Hall. But I've never been a believer in Brees Hall. And Nick Chubb, I feel as though he is the engine that drives Cleveland.
yeah.
He's that guy. Like as good as Jerome Ford has, he's definitely gotten there. He's done a little damage, gotten some yards, but Nick Chubb, he's at his career average is like 5.1, 5.2 yards a carry.
Mhm.
Like this dude, you could literally run the ball, run him 30, 35 times, and he's still running, rocking and rolling. And that's
Yeah.
what that team is missing. So now the defense is now off the field more with Nick Chubb running the ball. So now the defense not as tight. Now they're not playing from behind. Now they get to lean and go ahead and pin their ears back and
Hmm.
blitz, do all they got to do. So Nick Chubb is the key to that team. But Deshaun Watson, in my eyes, is lost, and I think he's washed. I think they need to start Jameis Winston.
I just said the same thing. I think they need to start Jameis Winston. Obviously, you're going to eat the salary cap regardless.
He's gonna eat him. He's gonna eat him.
So why not try to get some wins out of it? I think
Yeah,
Deshaun Watson is just, his mind's not in football. He,
it's
he
not.
he looks like he's going through the motions. He actually looks
Yeah,
scared out there.
yeah.
And so
He don't know where to go with the ball.
yeah,
It's
I
like
think
first
Jameis
read.
Winston's.
Yeah, so Jameis Winston's definitely gonna throw that rock. He's gonna sling it. He'll turn the ball over some, but at least you give your team
But
hope.
he's going to get you down the field though. Like
Yeah,
he's going to turn the ball over, but for every turnover he gives you, he's going to give you a touchdown. So it's
his
just a matter of
talent.
who got the ball last.
And the Cleveland, this ain't everybody says, oh, this is old Cleveland. Nah, old Cleveland ain't had no talent. This dude was the team was a dumpster fire. They
Yeah, they
have a
got.
coach of the year guy. They have talent all over the field. Ain't
Yes,
nowhere in the
they
world
do.
that's a dumpster fire. They're a
Yes, they
quarterback
do.
away.
Quarterback away.
Yeah,
All right,
man.
moving on. We got Mick and Rico, two
Mm-hmm.
first place division, and two first place teams in their division. So we will see. This is going to be a big showdown. Rico get his monster running back tandem back, but he's going up against a monster receiving tandem. So, let's see what really is more valuable in fantasy. Is it the running back or is it the receiver?
Yeah, Mick Team should win that game. He really should. Because them receivers, it ain't just any receivers. This is like
Nah,
top two, top three receivers in the game. As much as I love Saquon Barkley, he's going against Cleveland's defense. And Alvin Kamara, now they don't have a starting quarterback. They'll probably try to force feed Alvin Kamara, so he should still eat. But man, them receivers and how they rocking and
ah.
rolling.
So the only thing that's going to hurt him is that Justin Jefferson is on a bye, but he still got
Ah,
Wan'Dale Robinson, who if
he's
Neighbors
been
is out,
balling.
he had like 13, 14 targets last week. So
Oh, well, Wandell's
um,
going to produce. I can't believe he was on waivers. So that's the issue right there.
I
Hold
could
on
have
one
used him.
second. Hey, coach. Hey, bring that chair down here and come on down. I'm about to film a TV. I got to film the coach's spotlight for the coach's TV show. So
Oh, that's dope.
yeah, it's just it's tedious and tiresome. I'll drop the episode in the chat because I produce, edit, direct all of it. So
Okay,
yeah, man,
fire,
it's pretty dope, man. I mean,
big
it's alright.
hits.
I'm trying.
Nah, man, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Sell it to Amazon and Netflix.
Well, they want me. Everybody, they're excited about the things that I'm doing down here. A lot of people really don't even know what I truly do, but um, they're excited about it.
Hmm.
Like it's one of the one things they talk about the most is the things that I do down here. So that's the dope part for me. That means I'm
Nice.
working hard enough for
Yeah,
them to
and they
like,
gave you the autonomy and the vision, so that well,
yes,
not the vision, but the autonomy and the leeway.
yes,
So that's a true factors in if someone believes in you or not.
Yes. So
Yeah,
we got to do this again. I gotta go. But man, I love doing this with you, man, and I hope hope everything works out for you for this season. And,
we'll see.
God bless you and your fam. 'Cause I know you're a great dad, and I'm really proud of all of you, man. You, Leon. I know Flo, part of your crew. I'm proud of all of you guys. Daquan, man, I'm proud of
Appreciate it.
all of you guys, man. Fred, so you the guy.
I appreciate you, man. Go do your thing, have fun, be successful in that as you always do. And you're gonna get your big break. I know it's coming. This is a big break, but it's another one coming that you don't even
Absolutely.
see. And it's gonna come from the left field. And I
Hope
know it
so.
is. Yes, sir.
Hey,
All right.
knock on wood. We're trying to go 1-0, but knock on wood. If the season goes correctly, meet me in Atlanta.
Okay. All
Celebration
right.
Bowl. I will get you personally a ticket.
Ah, man, I appreciate that. I'm supposed to be in Atlanta in December anyway. So
Ooh,
hopefully everything lines up,
woo.
man.
Yeah.
Hopefully everything
Hopefully
lines up.
everything lines up. Bet. So I
Yeah.
got you.
All right. Yes,
All right,
sir.
big guy.
All right.